Motors, Citrus, Levy, Marion, and learn how they can help you.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean, I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need
too.
my seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line, a new spoiler, and a new
Yep,
trunk.
we can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too, huh?
Well, as a matter of fact, join me every Monday at 10 for auto repair with personal care here on The Source.
Of course you do.
Well, that wasn't the music I thought it was going to be. Crazy music. Can you hear that?
Dude, it sounds bassy.
It's crazy.
Very I
right.
like that music.
Well, I thought it was going to be eerie. It's Tubular Bells. Tubular Bells is the song that they used in The Exorcist. So there's a part of this song that you'll recognize.
Isn't that a Christmas song? Tubular Bells?
No.
What am I thinking of?
It's Mike Oldfield. This is like from the 70s.
Oh, okay.
When was The Exorcist come? When did The Exorcist come?
Yeah, in the 70s.
Anyway, so I have a kind of a weird, different kind of a topic I want to talk about with you this morning, and it'll start with there are so many stories in the news. Ooh, did you see that?
Yeah, I did.
See, we got some eerie things happening right here.
I know. Wow.
All right, so let me start with this one. Did you happen to hear? All right, you know that story yesterday about the little baby that was in the car for more than 12 hours in the river, and the mother was dead. She was a 25-year-old woman. The accident happened, and nobody knew it, apparently.
Yeah.
Well, this was in Utah. 4 police officers who responded to this thing say they heard somebody say, "Help us."
Oh. Ooh.
Listen to this. 4 police officers rushing to an overturned car in an icy Utah river say they all heard the same thing. A mysterious female voice calling out help from inside the vehicle.
Oh.
But the driver of the car was dead, and her 18-month-old daughter, while still alive, couldn't have been the speaker.
Oh.
It was a mystery that continues to haunt the officers and may never be explained. Officer Jared Warner of the Spanish Fork Police Department was one of the first who came to the rescue of Lily Grosback, who was strapped in a seat in the back of her mother's car, which was precariously hanging upside down in 40-degree water. We've gotten together and just talk about it, and all 4 of us can swear that we heard somebody inside the car saying help. That's the statement from Warner.
Oh, my God.
But when they flipped over the mid-sized car, they discovered a 25-year-old woman dead in the front seat and Lily unconscious in her car seat.
Oh,
Now, is it possible the woman was actually still alive when they got there? The only people in there were the deceased mother and the child. Officer Brian DeWitt told the newspaper. Officer Tyler Bedoz said they can't explain it, but have no doubt they heard it.
But if she was upside down, that means if the car was upside down, that means her face was under the water, so it must have been her spirit that was calling.
It wasn't just something that was just heard in our heads, he said. To me, it was plain as day because I remember hearing a voice. I think it was DeWitt who said, we're trying our best to get in there. How do you explain that? I don't know, he said. In other words, they were responding to the voice.
Oh.
Nobody knows exactly how the infant survived hanging upside down for nearly 14 hours in her car seat with no food or water.
Oh.
As she dangled, icy water rushed just below her head through broken car windows as the vehicle sat perched on the bank and the rocks. The temperatures were near freezing throughout the night and throughout the morning. Bedoz, who's a 30-year-old father of 2, says it's heartbreaking. It's a miracle. She was needed for sure elsewhere.
Meaning his wife.
Implying his wife? No, the baby. No, he's not the father.
He's not the. He's the.
No, he's Officer Tyler Bedoz.
He's one of the.
He
officers.
also has 2 children. I guess they just wanted you to know that. Anyway, he was basically implying that, like a lot of us say whenever we cheat death, as whatever they say, they say, well, you must be needed elsewhere. Police believe The accident occurred when the baby's mother, 25-year-old Lynn Grossback, struck a cement barrier on a bridge and careened into the river late Friday in Spanish Fork, about 50 miles south of Salt Lake City. She was driving to her home in Springville after visiting her parents in Salem. Investigators don't know what caused the crash. There was no skid marks or signs of mechanical failure, but police don't suspect drugs or alcohol. She's probably just tired.
Yeah. Salem, Massachusetts?
No, Utah.
Oh, okay.
This is Utah. Anyway, there's that story. I got a few of these.
That gives me
I got a few of these. This is from that little baby that they saved.
It just happened.
That was just a couple days ago.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Now listen to this story. You ready for this one? For 30 years, this whole segment is going to be like that show in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Which I haven't heard in years. I used to like it, but I don't.
Yeah.
I don't get a chance really to hear it.
Art Bell got married in Hawaii.
Art Bell had
Yeah.
He's an interesting guy. And then George Norrie took over. But anyway, for 30 years, U.S. Airman John Burroughs has been trying to convince the military after investigating a UFO in Rendlesham Forest. This is in England. He's with the U.S. Air Force, but he was stationed over there. He suffered from massive amounts of radiation and ultimately needed heart surgery. Now, after a long legal battle, the VA is finally giving Burroughs full medical disability for the incident. The incident took place in December of 1980.
Wow.
30 years later, now he's finally getting the okay from the VA to have medical treatment paid for.
Oh, gee.
From the radiation from the UFO.
Yeah.
That he
35
swears he
years ago.
saw. At the time, Burroughs was a policeman in the U.S. Air Force stationed in Suffolk, England. He was investigating a mysterious aircraft in the forest. As Burroughs and his team ventured into the forest and closer to the source, the lights suddenly disappeared, leaving the team grasping for an explanation. The next day, the lights reappeared and the team again investigated. Burroughs stated that he came in direct contact with lights flying around the forest.
Wow.
Out of nowhere, the lights beaming down blasted him with a wave of radiation. The United Kingdom government eventually confirmed the incredibly high levels of radiation in that exact location. The exposure to radiation left him sick, and since then he's been battling the military to receive benefits.
Gosh.
For him, it isn't about proving the existence of UFOs because he knows they exist.
Gee.
But rather, he had to convince the military that he suffered from serious radiation exposure from those UFOs, whether the U.S. military wants to admit that those UFOs were there or not. Mm-hmm. Anyway, Republican Senator John McCain decided to advocate for his cause, but was unable to track down all the necessary medical records to prove his case. But finally, a legal team working with Burroughs found documents from the British Ministry of Defense which proved that significant levels of radiation were detected at exactly the location where Burroughs encountered the strange lights, with no explanation to the radiation.
Gosh.
Isn't that amazing?
That is absolutely amazing,
All right.
to use
There's
your
that
word.
story.
It is amazing.
Then there's the
Wow.
story of the Secret Service saying that they are training with drones over Washington, D.C. The Secret Service tells the public they are experimenting or training with drones over Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
The whole purpose of the Secret Service is to do things secretively.
Yes.
The fact that they are announcing that they are flying drones over Washington, D.C., some speculate, is because there will be lights over Washington, D.C. that are unexplainable any other way.
God.
In other words, they expect UFOs to be coming down in the Washington area. That's not my words. That's what they're saying.
I believe
Not the
that.
Secret Service. They're not saying that. They're saying we're going to be doing experiments with drones. But the MUFON, M-U-F, it stands for Mutual UFO Network. They are saying that they are skeptical of that announcement, saying that the chances are more likely that there are actual UFOs or whatever, spacecraft that will be somehow coming into contact with somebody in the government. I don't know if I believe this or that. I'm just telling you what it says.
Yeah,
I just found it an interesting story. Okay, so I have the voice of the lady, the UFO radiation from 30 years ago in England, this news story from Washington, D.C., and now here's another one from Britain. I'm almost up to the 15-minute mark, so we'll have to take a break. But a great,
Can't wait.
a lady, I said it was a lady?
To hear more.
A lady in Great Britain in the city of Worcester reported 2 encounters with a UFO beginning at 7 p.m. on March 8th, 2015. That's 3 days ago.
Oh.
The object in the second sighting was 20 feet off the ground.
Oh, my
20
gosh.
feet.
Wow,
That's the building here.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, we'll be right back. Hope you like this kind of stuff.
This is fascinating.
We'll be right back. This is Source WOCA Ocala.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. Today, looking humid with some sunshine. A couple showers, mainly in the afternoon, a high of 81 to 85. Then tonight, some spotty evening showers, otherwise becoming partly cloudy, a low of 64 to 68. Tomorrow, intervals of clouds and sunshine, a stray shower and humid with a high of 80 to 85. And then for the end of the work week on Friday, variable clouds, a shower, and a high of 79 to 83. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Evan Duffy.
On this episode of What Not to Do, brought to you by
Mike Scott Plumbing. If water runs through it, we do it.
The fire department? Why is the fire department coming up our driveway?
Don't look at me. He's your cousin.
Haha, Mr. Funny Man. What did you do now?
Well, we were attempting to repair the water heater, but somebody forgot to turn off the breaker.
Well, why is there water everywhere?
Apparently, the main water shutoff didn't exactly get shut off.
Okay, at what point did you realize you're not a plumber and you need to call Mike Scott Plumbing?
Right about the time we had the flood and the fire all at the same time.
And when should you have called the professionals at Mike Scott Plumbing? That's what I thought. Does water run through it? Then they do it, not you. And don't give me the weekend excuse. You know they don't charge extra for nights, weekends, or holidays. Do you need the number?
No, I got it. 237-2888.
Again.
237-2888.
Why'd you call Cousin Sean anyway? You know he can't even fix his own lunch.
on next week's episode of What Not to Do.
Oh, come on, a monster truck?
Hi, Matt Wilkerson here, your mobile Verizon rep. But not just here, I'll deliver the phone to you in your home. While I'm there, I'll only sell you what you need and I'll personalize it to you. Want to have me get you connected? Then call me at 352-528-0020. I even offer unlimited home phone service for just $20 per month. Just call me, your mobile Verizon rep, at 352-528-0020.
Hi, this is Jimmy Bohannon from Bohannon Associates Land Surveying.
And this is Sheila Arnett, Commissioner Earl Arnett's wife.
And we are here representing Bohannon Associates team for the American Cancer Society Relay for Life.
1 out of every 3 people has been impacted by cancer. As you're hearing this, our good friend Bridget Harmon is battling cancer for the 2nd time. And we are showing our support to her and everyone else that cancer has impacted by hosting a team for Relay for Life.
We want to let you know about a very important fundraiser March 11th at Gator Docksides off of 200 between 5 and 9 p.m.
Gator Docksides will donate 10% of sales from the event directly to Relay for Life.
And we'll have a silent auction full of wonderful gift baskets, so please make sure you come out and support us in fighting this terrible disease.
March 11th at Gator Docksides from 5 to 9.
If you'd like to donate items for the auction, please contact me at 352-875-8766.
Or me at 352-209-1037.
Please join us in supporting a great cause.
All right, 12 minutes before 8 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. We're doing kind of a different thing. I guess we've talked about ghosts and UFOs and things like that before, but I haven't done it in a while, and I haven't focused on it. And usually we do it with a guest, because
Yes.
we usually have a guest who has some kind of a ghost story. So, and these aren't no ghost stories. I mean, the first one, I don't know. I mean, the first one with the baby in the car and the rescue workers all say they heard a voice inside the car. I mean, the only explanation, aside from something supernatural, paranormal, whatever you want to call it, is that the mother was actually still alive. I mean, is that possible? It's possible the baby lived. I don't know.
And how far?
They don't really say. I mean, was the mother's face completely submerged? They don't say, you know?
And they don't say how far away the police officers were. I just can't imagine
Well,
them being so close and they didn't hear anything, hear the concrete barrier being hit or...
well, no. Don't forget the
Oh, that's
accident
right.
happened like 15 hours earlier.
Oh, that's right. That was 15 hours earlier.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, okay.
So the
Yeah.
baby and the mother were in the water 15 hours. when they turned the car over. I don't know. Maybe she died when they turned I don't know. I don't know how to explain. I don't know how to explain any of these things. The guy in England from the U.S. Air Force who says he has no question he saw UFOs.
Yeah.
In his mind, stop arguing with me about I've seen them.
Exactly.
Now he's not saying they're from another planet or another time. He's saying he just saw them.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe they were experimental aircraft. Now this other lady. This is when I ended up with at the end of before the 15-minute mark. In Great Britain, a lady, I believe it was a lady, began a UFO beginning at 7 p.m. on March 8th in the city of Worcester, Worcester. She said an object was in the second. Hold on, let me just read it to you. She had 2 encounters with a UFO beginning at 7 p.m. on March 8th. The second sighting was 20 feet off the ground. That's how close it was.
Wow.
The witness was about to leave for work at 7 p.m. when the first object was seen. She says there was a starlight light speeding across the sky, but it was not flashing and no other lights were present with it. And it was traveling faster than a plane, twice as fast, she says. The witness was returning home from work at 10:04 p.m. when the second light was seen. There was a bright white light beaming down. Beam like a flashlight.
Wow.
It was about 100 yards away from me and hovering about 20 feet in the sky.
Wow.
It was so bright it lit up the outline underneath the object it was coming from. It was like 3D triangular metallic floating above me. The witness stopped her vehicle to observe the object. With a pitch black clear sky, it suddenly turned bright green. In its flame trail, northern lights color green, that's the color that's how she described it, and zoomed off in the opposite direction of the moon in a straight line and then totally disappeared in thin air, leaving a steam trail behind it.
Wow.
What the heck did she see?
This is scary.
The witness then drove the 4 miles home and looked into the sky again. There was a steam trail track just above the house, coming from the direction I had left. Then looking up towards the moon, there was a steam trail in the shape of a cross.
Oh, my.
Glaring in the moonlight.
Oh, my.
With tornado-like clouds spiraling down.
Oh, my.
It says the witness was unable to photograph the object. I don't know if that means she didn't have a camera or there was a bad. I don't know what happened.
Well, the U.S. government should get into those satellites they have up there, or the Google Earth guys should get into their satellites and pinpoint that area and see what they can see.
All
No
right.
kidding. No kidding.
Are you ready for another one? I got a whole bunch of these.
Yeah.
I got another one here. This one has a soundbite, by the way, from a ghost.
Oh.
A soundbite from a ghost.
Okay.
I know. This is like Ghost to Coast, whatever they call it.
We talked to those guys, the ghost hunter guys.
Yeah, I know.
The real ones.
I know.
Yeah.
That guy yesterday, by the way, was it yesterday with the near-death experience? It was another lame
2
one.
days ago, yeah.
It was another lame one. Every time
Yeah.
somebody has a near-death experience on my notes, I can't wait to hear what they have to say, and then it's lame.
Yeah.
I mean, his was okay. Well, maybe they're supposed to be lame.
You know, he said it was incredible, but he wouldn't describe it. He wouldn't.
Well, that's it.
He just used.
I mean, tell us more. I want to know more.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, here's one. I'm going to tell you. While conducting a investigation, investigators captured on audio what they believe is the sound of a departed female. A $30 Walmart digital recorder was being used to document the investigation. This was back in November at a nursing home called Shady Lane Nursing Home. Investigators say they may have captured the voice of a departed female. Gosh.
Wow.
This is in New Jersey. Okay, I'm trying to figure where this was. Let's see. Kara Davidson, as the investigator, was reviewing some audio footage from the investigation when she heard a faint female voice say, "Okay, it's Rachel."
Oh.
An investigator was conducting a session in a wheelchair room in the basement. He was alone.
Uh-huh.
He and 2 fellow investigators were out in the hallway, but not near the recorder, being held by the investigator in a separate room, the $30 recorder. I don't know why they tell you the price.
Well,
a $30 recorder.
Yeah, because all those other ghost hunter guys, they have all this mega cost equipment and
Yeah,
stuff, and you know, it's not about the equipment; it's about the people.
Anyway, so when they went back to review the tape, they heard the female voice say, "Okay, this is Rachel." Wait, what is that? What
Wow.
She said? Okay,
it's Rachel. You said.
Okay, it's Rachel. Wait, I'm going to show. Tell me if you think you hear that or not. I don't know.
Okay.
But of course, now I shouldn't have told you because.
Oh, you haven't.
Now you're going to hear that. Yeah, because now you're going to
okay.
hear that, I think. I don't know. Anyway, they think it's a spirit voice. I don't know if you want to believe this or not.
I do.
Who
I
is
believe
Rachel?
in spirits and
Yes,
UFOs.
this is Rachel.
I scare myself sometimes. I do.
This will be a nighttime show. Anyway, okay, I was just skimming. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to figure out if they say who Rachel might be. Okay, and it doesn't say who Rachel might be. But anyway, here's the sound. It's very, very brief. It's only like 20 seconds long. And then I have another. They filtered out the white noise. They said that there's still a lot of white noise on it. I tried to filter out even more of the white noise, but here we go.
What's your name?
Did you hear that little bit?
Yeah. Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, I had my headphones turned up.
So let's listen to it again.
What's your name? Are you the one that was on our computer screen?
See, they don't explain that either.
Did you touch me?
Did you touch me? Are you the one that was on our computer screen? So right away from that, you get the feeling that this guy felt like somebody touched him, right? Something was on his computer screen.
Yeah, like the voice.
And so he's asking, but he didn't hear. In other words, it sounds like he hears that little bit of, right?
Yes.
But he doesn't, because according to the article, they don't hear this until they listen to the tape later on. So here, that little here is that made louder, made bigger, okay? But I didn't do anything other than raise the volume, and I tried to filter out some of the noise, but they also say they filtered out some of the noise. Here's what it sounds like up close. I don't know. I still don't hear it. Do you hear? This is. I don't hear that. Here, I'll try again.
I hear Rachel.
Maybe
at the end.
Rachel.
Maybe Rachel.
I don't know.
At the very end, but
anyway, okay.
wow.
I don't want to get stuck on that one because I want to share some more with you.
These are fascinating. Wow, what a great segment.
All right,
So
part of
fascinating
Florida's past. This is Florida now. Ready?
Yes.
That was New Jersey. The one before was England.
Uh-huh.
The little girl was in Utah. And what was the other one? Oh, and the airman was also in England because he's 30 years ago. Now this is in Florida. Part of Florida's past is still alive in paranormal sightings. You have to go beyond the white sandy beaches and bright sunny days into the dark waters of Lake Okeechobee between Creamer Island and Observation Island. Just under the surface of the water is a bone-chilling secret that has haunted the lake since the early 1900s. Local fishermen discovered a massive amount of skeletons just lying in the bed of the lake looking up at them from a watery grave. The fishermen of today still recount their stories of sometimes catching skulls on their fishing line and reeling in the heads of skeletons.
Oh, no.
With every unmarked grave, there is a mystery of who, how, and why. Are these the skeletons of ancient people or Seminoles who reigned, of course, in Florida in the 1700s, or perhaps they were victims of the 1928 hurricane that killed thousands of people? I guess nobody knows. Every year, there are at least a half dozen reported paranormal sightings around the lake. People report seeing shadowy bodies floating just above the water. There's something about a grave that brings reverence to a face. It commands applause, respect, and acknowledgement. At the corner of 3rd Street and 10th Avenue South in Naples, the first pioneer families and orphaned children were buried in Rosemary Cemetery, but they were not allowed to rest there in eternal peace. In 1930, the residents of Naples decided that a downtown cemetery was a waste of real estate.
Oh, of course. Gee, money talks.
Edward W. Creighton, a resident of Naples, donated 20 acres of land on the outskirts of town between US 41 and Pine Ridge Road. And so the graves could be relocated. Today, the only remains of the original Rosemary Cemetery have been reduced to a plot of land surrounded by a fence next to a parking lot on US 41. Wow. Over the past 85 years, there have been rumors of hauntings told by local residents who see shadows walking down the road and hear children crying. Strangely, businesses built over the gravesite don't live very long when you set up business in that site.
Oh. Gee, you don't desecrate a cemetery.
In 1869, at the time of a 30-year-old Chicago physician had revelation that he was the Messiah. In 1894, he led his followers into the muggy wilderness of Vistera. Oh my gosh, I can't read the whole thing.
Oh.
Anyway, thank you. Sorry.
The Mall Studios. This is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. Nearly a dozen of our military members are missing after a training exercise in the Florida Panhandle.
There was a mission out there last night, overnight. It was 2 UH-60 aircraft assigned to the Hammond, Louisiana Army National Guard. They were participating in a training exercise with the Marines assigned to Camp Lejeune, North Carolina.
Chrissy Katita, public affairs specialist with Eglin Air Force Base. Jurors in the Boston Marathon bombing trial could get a look at one of the largest pieces of evidence in the case, the boat where Johar Tsarnaev was captured.
Tsarnaev's lawyers want jurors to see the boat for themselves and ask Judge George O'Toole to allow it. Prosecutors have asked to just bring in panels of the boat where the writing appears.
Fox Radio's Tanya J. Powers. And Ferguson, Missouri manager John Shaw losing his job over the Justice Department report alleging racial bias in their police department. Fox News. We report, you decide.
Fox News Early Prime, breaking down business news and its impact on your bottom line. Your World with Neil.